While playing through a story mode, you may have encountered a difficulty spike, a boss or a stage you just can't pass no matter what you try. Well, don't worry, because in this video you will learn each step to become unstoppable. The first thing to understand is the importance of spirit points management. You want to use the less amount of spirit points and use it as effectively as possible. You can achieve this by using the minimal amounts of character during a stage. For example, if I wanted to clear this stage with 6 friends, it will cost me 40 spirit points. But if I wanted to clear this stage with only 1 girl, it will cost me 11, which is almost 4 times less than with a full team, and therefore means 4 times more run. Another way to minimize spirit consumption is to neither awake nor limit break them. Why? Simply because it increases the spirit cost for that friend to battle, but at some point you'll be forced to in order to get powerful enough. If this happens, try to prioritize limit breaking over awakening, as it gives more benefits to the character. With these methods put together, you can literally multiply the protagonist and the friend EXP, as well as your resources income, which is immensely useful in the long run. The next thing you should look for is to carefully do your daily and weekly tasks. You can find them in the task menu. The daily tab contains all the daily tasks, and the weekly tab all the weekly ones. By doing them, you will gain resources, but most importantly, the weekly commission which require to complete at least 7 weekly tasks grant one of the most important items in the whole game, a paper doll, which is used to replace an extra copy of a friend in order to limit break them. Basically, this is your main tool to unlock the last word of a character. One of the tasks needed is to do errands, which is the next advice. If you do not have at least 9 unique friends, you should not fear to use cell crystals to get new friends, so you can do more errands. The optimal number of unique friends needed is 18, so you can fully fill all the errands team. But you still can optimize your errands gain by spreading equally your friends among your 3 errands team. Also, you should focus on doing the errands which give you the materials you need at the moment. The range of items can go from wood to steel and gold crystals, which are considered to be the best 2 items to look for. So take the time to choose the type of rewards you really need. Also, high-level errands will give you more spirit points and money, which is great. You probably already know that there are 2 types of errands, but less people know that the second type, the limited errands, spawn under 2 different precise circumstances. Indeed, you can spawn up to 20 limited errands per day. It requires you to spend a certain number of spirit points in battle to make them spawn, so if you don't have limited errands to do, you should probably do some farming. But limited errands will also naturally spawn between 10 PM and 2 AM UTC. Note that these naturally generated limited errands will expire 1 hour after being spawned, compared to the 2 hours of expiration time of the one generated from spending spirit points in battle. One last thing, some errands will take a lot of time to complete, so long given that you could do multiple errands in the meantime, so take that into account. Next thing on the list is using the school and the dojo services at their max potential. The school is a massive tool to gain experience, but also lesson, affection and motivation. These 2 characteristics will receive a dedicated video, but just remember that they are quite important. On the other side, the dojo will let you level up your friend skill. A high level skill can increase the strength of a character to a whole new level, so remember to periodically use books to train them. But the best way to increase a character stats is to enhance, upgrade, limit break, and awaken them. Enhancing is by far the cheapest method, but it's also the less effective. Indeed, you can use fragrance of woods to boost each stat individually, to a certain point determined by the level of your friend. The higher the level of your friend is, the more you can enhance them. The second method, upgrade, allows your friend to learn new skills. To do so, click on the source needed to the side of each stat to add them. Each material can be found in the story mode and the daily stages. You can check which stage will drop which materials by looking at the stage info on the right of the screen just before entering a fight. Note that you can also buy some in the coin exchange tab of the store. Limit Break, the next method, will grant you extra spell cards and a huge stats boost. However, even if it requires materials that are not hard to obtain, they are indeed very long to accumulate. It requires extra copies of the girl you desire to limit break, but you can replace those extra copies by using paper dolls. Paper dolls can be obtained during special events and sometimes has a login reward, but mainly by doing the weekly tasks like said earlier. You can also sometimes buy a paper doll for 150 tokens at the shop, but I do not recommend this method because you will need all the tokens possible to awaken them. Awakening is a very expensive method that will require to spend more and more tokens for every step in exchange of exceptional stats increase. A total of 200 tokens is required to max awaken them. Tokens are a valuable resource, since you can only obtain them by parting ways, or in other words, sell your friend or story cards. If you don't know exactly what you're doing, I suggest you read all the documents in the description. And even if after reading these documents you still don't know which story card and friend you should part way with, the awesome helpers of the Q&A channel of the official Discord are there to help you. Speaking of story cards, there is a lot of them, but some can truly make the difference in a fight. The best way to identify if a story card is made for one of your friends is to check the stats and the passive effects it provides. For example, when this spell card will activate, the story card attached to it will give her 2 levels of Yang attack, 15% more laser bullet damage, and 1 level of crit attack, which is everything she desires to deal more damage, and make it one of the best cards for Yang user. Here a non-exhaustive list of interesting passives. Yin or Yang level up, depending on which one your friend use, elemental power up, depending on your friend element, crit attack up, bullet type power up, and finally, underestimated by a lot, accuracy level up. And finally, the last tip, when you will be able to clear boss stages easily, you should prioritize farming these one-wave stages. These stages are super fast to complete, because if you're able to beat them in the first turn, it literally means you will complete the world stage and get all the rewards in just one turn, which makes the process of farming way faster. You can see on the screen right now the list of all the one-way stages currently available in the game, and which material they drop. However, if you are unable to farm these one-wave stages easily, the best other stages to farm are Chapter 1, Episode 2, Part 1 and Battle 1, since they are super easy to complete and give the same exact EXP and almost the same materials as the other ones. If you meticulously follow my list of advice, you should be able to have powerful fun in no time. I must say that, of course, having good characters will make the process a lot easier, but even the less powerful friends can achieve great things. It will only take more time and investment until they are finally ready to face the most powerful enemies. And on these words, we are done for today. If you are interested to see more Touhou LostWord content, please consider subscribing and liking the video if you found it interesting. And remember, love yourself. See ya!